In this journey, I'm going to show you not only what Jesus meant, but how to find it, how to enter into the kingdom of heaven by being the most childlike version of yourself. Follow me. See, when we're talking about the kingdom of heaven, what we're talking about is a spiritual entity, whole entire, not just a village, not just heaven like a place, but the actions, the mental state, and also the mindset thereof. The kingdom of heaven is right here, but we don't barely take advantage of it because we think that the kingdom of heaven is some sort of role that we play. No, the kingdom of heaven is a spiritual responsibility and a place of our own entire being. It is the true expression of who we are, who we were born to be, and where we will go once we leave this earth from this physical form. The kingdom of heaven is on earth. It is right here. It never left. It has been here before us. And trust me, until God says so, it will continue to be here after us. But how we conduct ourselves in the kingdom matters. Now, why does Jesus say we have to be like little children? Well, if you analyze a child, you already know that the child holds certain characteristics that nobody else does. See, when a child is born, up until the time that a child is born, up to like 7 years old, they are in their most God-like form. Well, what does that mean? Well, the first thing that they do is they start to notice all of the things around them that are new, and they question those things. A child can ask a million questions per day and be so sincere in their inquisitive state. They will ask, why mom this? Why does this happen? Why does this go here? Why does that do yet? Why does that go there? They've noticed different colors, different states, and they can be quite rude as well, but they don't know to be rude. They're just inquisitive. Why do you have such big pimples, grandpa or grandma? Why is there so much gray hair in your beard, grandpa? Or different things of that sort, right? Even the noticing the different shades and colors and skin, that's a child being so inquisitive because they just want to know. And they depend on you for the answer. Why? Because you are the nurturer, you are the provider, you are the protector, you are the covering, and you are their foundation. To them, you are everything. So when they need an answer for anything, they come directly to you, the adult. That is a childlike form. They don't know to be rude. They don't know to be angry. They don't suffer from depression, anxiety, frustration. They don't know about all of those things. They don't know about comparing themselves in high self-esteem or low self-esteem. They just know to be them. And then they are the most courageous. They will be on the ground thinking that their imagination tells them that they can actually jump from the top of this stairs to the ground. We're not thinking about the consequences or maybe I might get hurt or anything because they're just courageous. If their mind says that they can do it, then their little legs are going to carry them forward. Why? And then if they hurt themselves, guess who they come to? You. They come to the adult, their provider, their caretaker, their confidant, their covering, their foundation. They come to you. And that's what Jesus was trying to tell us. We have to become like little children again spiritually in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, because we don't know how to operate the kingdom of heaven in this physical form. We are conformed to the development of our outer appearances in society. And that's where the conflict comes in. In the book by Dr. Stephen Covey, which was the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he had 3 levels of transitions for the human being. 1 is the dependency stage, 2 is independency, and thirdly was interdependency. Now, where we come in at what I just explained back there on this beautiful playground was how a child acts from age 1 through 7 in its dependency stage. As they begin to gain notoriety of society and they go through school is a system that tells them to stop asking so many questions, to be quiet. They start giving little stars and awards for this and that, and they start comparing themselves for the way that they dress and the way that they look against other students, right? And then you have those who are their caretakers that suppresses the godlike form in them by telling them, don't do this, don't do that, don't be like this, don't be so loud, don't be so quiet, only speak when spoken to, don't jump off that, don't do this. You know, it's so many don'ts until all of a sudden the child begins to develop what they are in comparison to what the world tells them that they should be. And this is where you and I come in, my friend. See, the original blueprint that God gave us was for us to be inquisitive, to depend on him like every fiber of our being, every single piece of air of our last breath. It has to depend on God in order to be. In order to find out who we are to become, he wants us to depend on him, not what society tells us that we should be, compared to our lineage, compared to our heritage, compared to our skin color, our race, our ethnicity, our gender. He don't want us to compare against no other man. He wants us to depend on him for every single thing. And the only way to do that is you have to access the kingdom, because inside of the kingdom is the original you. There is nobody else in this world like you. None. There is the original you that is connected to your original blueprint for your life. But you will never access it until you become like the little child, dependent on everything, fully optimistic, fully inquisitive, fully courageous, fully dependent on him. So ask yourself today, have you really been dependent on God's way? Have you really been leaning not on your own understanding? Have you really been dependent on him? Being courageous when you see that it's time to walk through those doors? Have you been questioning yourself? Are you really capable or not? Or have you been putting it in God's hands and depending on him and saying, God, I don't know if I'm capable or not, but you told me to go here. And so therefore I'm going to go because you said so. And because you said so, guess what? I know that you have the provisions for whatever that I can or cannot do. And whatever I cannot do, you have someone there to help me do it. Remember, in the book of Genesis, Moses said he's the first one that questioned himself. That was the first doubt that somebody ever got. Moses said, do not know how to talk well. I am incapable of speaking. I have a criminal background history. For all of you ex-felons, Moses had the first one. I have a criminal background history. Nobody's going to hire me. Nobody's going to expect me to lead. But guess what? He knew that another Marv Butler was going to come into there. Somebody who made mistakes in his past. Somebody who already felt sorry and made amends and everything of that sort. He knew that I was going to make the mistake that where man looked at my paperwork, the first thing that they were going to do was judge me and pass me to the side. And guess what he made me? He made me a leader of masses of men. And if he could do it for me, because I'm not the exception, I'm just an example. I know that he could do it for you, but you have to be fully dependent on God like you were the little child. Hey, that's my time right now. Until next time in the next video, I pray that this message blesses you. And if it blesses you, put it into the atmosphere and share it with someone else. Watch how your blessings return to you when you bless someone else. Love yourself first, then each other. Peace.